Today I'm going to show you how to grow a lovely big pot full of calla lilies from bulbs. You often see calla lilies in the garden centre ready grown in the summer in all their lovely bright colours, and they've got big funnel shaped flowers. They're actually a really lovely contemporary alternative to summer bedding plants. They're quite modern and trendy looking, and they're really easy to grow actually yourself from bulbs. And this is what they look like when they arrive. They are a very strange looking lump, a mass really of. They've got eyes, like a bit like a potato grows eyes. These little knobbly things with the pointed end, and then when you plant those should be facing upwards in the soil, and they should be very shallowly planted. So these eyes should actually just be visible through the surface of the compost. Underneath you can just about see there are roots, and it's much smoother on that side. So that's the side that would be planted facing downwards. Growing calla lilies, also known as 𝗳𝗲 𝗀𝗃𝗃 from bulbs, is the best value way to do it, and it's so easy as well. All you need to do is plant them in spring, keep them in a frost-free place until mid to late May when all risk of frost is past, and then you can just pop the pot out on the patio in partial shade is best, and they will be very, very happy there. You just keep them well watered and make sure they don't sit in water at the same time. So to start with, I'm going to aid drainage, because 𝗳𝗲 𝗀𝗃𝗃 they don't like to sit in wet soil, so they need good drainage. So I'm going to add these old plastic pots to the bottom of my pot to aid drainage, and this is just so the compost doesn't sit in the bottom and get all soggy and stagnant. And also that helps to take up a bit of space in the pot as well, and makes it lighter and easier to move around rather than filling it completely with compost, which isn't actually really necessary. I've got some multi-purpose compost here, which is fine, and I will fill this up almost to the top. Soil. That's half full at the moment. I'm just going to add some grit as I go, because they do like free draining soil. So add a little bit of grit as I go. Okay, I'll top that up now with multi-purpose compost. Now, to help feed the plants over the growing season, I'm going to add some slow release fertiliser granules. Just a couple of scoops. And then every time I water, some of the nutrients will come out of these granules and seep into the soil and help the plants to grow nice and healthy and leafy and lush. There we go. Now these calla lily bulbs need to be planted shallowly, and in a pot this size, which is about 40 centimetres wide, I'm going to plant 3 because they do bush out. So I'll just make a shallow dip in the surface there, and I'll plant my first bulb just below the surface. Now these eyes, you can see the bobbles on the top, they'll be facing upwards. I'll just cover that over. Just want to be slightly visible, so don't totally cover it. There we go. I'm just about still see that. So bobbly eyes facing upwards. Okay. They're positioned about 15 centimetres apart from each other. You can plant them into beds as well. Plant them straight into a nice partially shaded, rich soil flower bed from mid to late May, and they'll be flowering within a couple of months. And the last one, plant them at a similar spacing, about 15 to 20 centimetres apart from each other if you're planting in beds as well. There we go. So they should be happy in there. They've got a mixture of multi-purpose compost, they've got some slow release fertiliser granules to help feed them over the season, they've got a bit of grit in there to help drainage, and also some upturned pots, but you can also use broken crocks or slate or stones if you want to at the bottom, just to aid drainage, so nothing sitting in wet soil. And I'm going to water them in. That should get them started. I'll keep them in a frost-free place until mid to late May, then they can be moved out onto the patio. They like to be in partial shade, and remember to keep watering pots every day in the summer when it's hot. You don't want the soil to completely dry out, but you don't want it to sit wet either, so just whenever you notice it's dry, give it a good soak and let the water drain freely out of the bottom. And also I'm going to plant a few more pots, because the thing with Calla Lilies is they look really nice when there's groups of different colours of them. This is all one variety. This is Calla Lily Giraffe. I've planted 3 bulbs of in this pot. So with some more pots surrounding it, with all planted with different colours, they'll look really, really, really nice when they flower. And that's all there is to know about planting Calla Lilies in a patio container. So I hope you found this video useful, and thank you for watching.